Good evening and welcome to KILI Storytelling Hour. My name is Brian Sergeant Cloud, and I come up here on Wednesdays from 5 to 6, and I bring you story, news on education, and always the Lakota language. And when I come up here, I always have two words on the Lakota language, and that's perseverance and commitment. It's something that I do all the time, and because I want to pass on this Lakota language to future generations. So I should. And maybe I'm up here with my wife, so maybe she will say good evening, and we will tell. I have two stories here, so I might have some other things here that I will say, and then I will bring you the stories.
Good evening. It's a cold, crisp evening. I had second thoughts about coming, but since I was driving, I just came along.
Ito na nakapta na kami na pilang yapi. Lechia tampetu yamin cha mazas pashkan zapta eta mazas pashkan shakpe he has na lechi wauna. Oya kemajis na Lakota oblake, ona na kun washiti as na blake. Ona na kun le wons pe chata as na takun yinas na yewa. Ona o hinia de Lakota yapi kile takun watohans na onda le apetu ki taku ku oaki leher le wizi pamblahagu na taku ku le a hichana iwagala. Chatona o manim heche hatao manipo lichtatu ki ha lila le mazas kanshkan zapta hehanis na uikpaze. Hana lichtatu ki gnahelaka lila osniahi le gna wahi hinktes leja. Hatona o manim heche tao manipo o manim chana kuntakun le shina shokaisha na le yu ilepi na ista kun pa ilepi cha yohomani po lila le osni cha na ta komni wila ke cha na ko theata ayaki hata wigli ko galasta po ta ku yu ilepi na wiya kan ka po gna la kasna le wa khangli ke le sni hata KILI lo wato le to hans ni cha ta This evening I have two stories, and maybe we will bring you one of them right away, and then I'm going to read some. Today I work at Wounded Knee District School, and today the 7th and 8th graders I gave them a question, and I told them to write some whatever they can on the Lakota language. And the question was why I should speak Lakota. Or I also gave them a choice why I should not speak Lakota. So I'm going to read those, and maybe we can comment on those. And I want to say good evening to all of you. And if you are traveling on the road tonight, you get started pretty fast. It's cold out there, so travel safely. The first one that I wanted to bring you is it's a story about communication. Long time ago, we don't have cell phones. We don't have internet. and we don't have television. So how do we communicate? And this is a story that I found, and this is how they communicate way back, I don't know when, maybe 1800s or before 1800s. And it's just a short story, and it'll give you an idea how people used to communicate. Hochale le wahoshi ehani le wichasha naish wiya le spukeshni ish le wa darne khokipkhapshni ish han khokpapshni kulena watohan le ampetu unjels na umanipi na le tuktek ter wichotia chekche taku tokha naish wahoshi absolut kwaka kohetsas batek in hani le waslole ape wonach chupi machalevi choyak kin nach pina ilukcham hani tokeshkelena trostuat tuktel vena kujina ist khaytu tkhonaish venas hena ijaslolab chimpi machale awoyak ki awah machat khakahe atkhole Karen Karen's going to do this in my second language, and I will do it in my own language, my first language. Okay.
The story is called The Snow Woman. Sometimes the Lakota villages were far apart, yet it is necessary for them to communicate with one another. Important messages must sometimes be taken from one Tioshbaye to another. In the summertime, traveling was pleasant, but in winter, when the paths and trails were blocked with snow and the animals became hungry, it took a brave man to be a news carrier. The news carrier was usually a brave who was both young and strong, and did not mind the snow and cold. He was sure to be welcomed in every village, and was feasted, entertained, and anxiously listened to as he told the stories gathered on his journey from village to village. He was often given so much dried meat that he could not eat it all, so he carried a long, pointed stick on which he strung the dried meat that had been presented to him. Sometimes he arrived home with 2 or 3 long sticks of dried meat. One time, at the end of a long winter day, Big Turkey, a news carrier, stopped for an evening meal. He staked out his pony and cleared a place for a fire. Everything was snow-covered, but he took a stick and struck the logs which lay on the ground, and the snow fell off. He then rolled them to the fire. Sitting near the blaze, he dried his moccasins, and he ate the dried meat and wasna which he carried in his deerskin bag. He was pleased with his journey, for he had had a good time. There had been singing and feasting for him, and he had been asked to tell over and over again the happenings of his travels and the news from other villages. He had enjoyed all this and had gathered more news to carry on to the next village. The evening grew darker, and Big Turkey looked about for some more logs to keep the fire going throughout the night. One log looked as if a good size to roll to the fire, so he struck it with a sharp blow with a stick. Big Turkey was a brave man, but when the log which he struck sprang up with a piercing scream, he was too scared to move. The snow spattered in all directions as the log bounded up, and a human being wrapped in a buffalo robe rose before him. Filled with fright, the two people looked at each other. Not until the fur hood dropped from the head of the figure could Big Turkey see that he had struck a woman. In the darkness they stood and looked each other over. Then the woman laughed. It was Star Woman. When Big Turkey and Star Woman sat by the fire, they told each other why they were there. Star Woman had run away from her village. Her brother had made arrangements for her marriage to a man whom she did not love. The man had brought many horses to her brother, and he had been tempted with the sight of riches. So he told Star Woman to prepare for marriage. This she would not do, so she had run away. She had walked many miles and had lain down to rest. The buffalo blanket had kept her warm as the snow gently fell and covered her. Big Turkey took her with him to the next village, and there the marriage feast of Big Turkey and Star Woman was celebrated.
And that's the story called Snow Women. And that was Luther standing there. Stories of the Lakota. Ohetro in Lakota of Lakum. When kan Wawiya the Snow Woman out le Wawiya. Ihani Lakota ki Ichit ha wichoti gapi. Goyash ta komeni wonach wakta umpi. Ichin le tioshpa kilena chekichia umpi cha dokesh ke wicho umpi isya nach umpi chimpi. Wichotia chekcha wonach kilena dua ayinkte hecha. Wanie tu chans na otechike na bloketu chans na dokhashni. Hecha wichasha wakhok peshni cha ashna kakhnirapi gapi. Hoshkala kamanji wachint khankana ha takuni khoki peshni cha ashna kakhnirapi gapi. Wichoti egna ihuni chans na oyatiki ha yogpipina ichiyan kapina ha wonach anarov tapi. Halona wasna ota kupi chahuch gloha ki kapi watoha wana wetu ktehan wagalekshun thanka etiapima wana yoha apetu ki ata mani cha yugo kapi Sunkawa kanki kashka ekigilena ha cha ole doki chankilena ilena okhalya voti kta yukcha washmacha cha zonala ye kapi halona wasna kupi kon na galute wana yoha omane kile oyate ota well, we chuck wakupi na ob yokpia wogalaka na iksia wana statu etchata osnicha ake cha igni ash lila washme chat Chantranka wayankacha chansaka après ata tua rahea iaya tua naji iaya Tathanka oglewa Abuleza Yukawiya Kile Wichakpi Wia Okalichapina Wogala Yakahapi Wichakpi Wia Ogalakina Wichoti Tawa Etaha Napake Tibloko ki Wichashawa Sunkawa Kaota Wichayo Hacha Kichiza Vichi Vanasti Bloko ki Sunkawa Ka Wichachi Seje Alexut Haka Kioshpawa El Wichakpimia Kichi Ipina Hel Kichizapi Naha Wichayo Onihapi Keapi Ohechet Okay, honey. Honey le wonach o le vichasha ist le khoshkalaka ist le omani pi kilena na kohan koktapstin etc. Na tako ne kokipapst. Na wash up iktehet. Zij honey to ni wagi ikteshne. Nicht. Не чуйтас, а то не акит.
Я нонисат.
Tu кто я нонинг?
Tel je niakski.
Ти, нешне. Но нако актер, дуни тако не актер, точно еча. Хошле чинле вонах онклена оя актешне. Лалес ле итханш ле вонах ле مسألة اللي تأكلها مسألة خف كلنا نكون شيء ويا كي نهاني اللي ويتشازو كلنا نكون نيتشا نشيتش إيش واقع بس تأكل نيتشا كابي كلنا وشين خميا سلولين تهج نهاتا يأوتها لأولاك تأكل توقع كلنا إتشني أنا هتشتو يتشولاك Тагни аках олахн. Твеке ултая уктеж. Ганаш такун итах олаке ханта ичин такун итах акам ханта накун сам yes ати пахтах якав. Иш накун аках якав. Иш накун туа чаржеки ха тхуге олаке. Почат такому le wona le yiha humanity que le na wa chinthan kapina ha na ko tako que le na othano ya kaptech to le han trosh takun akam hata le tekto le skata na le tona ata ichagna Because we examine chayana kana takun ehina halet khaya kila hata iyo halet okichel aya hana ha de we examine actively hata ati pachiut ko chayana lana wachint khanya takto kecham na takomene chile lila le wichoti kelena le makhayut khapi kile la otan cheche le hani chen na kun le sit khap extrême na non pas he cache la très haute mani haute ou après ton ata mani diotas le osnina washme hata ocho shit ja he wawi ya o he hani le wonach kilana wichashacha le umani wichoti echekchel umani na oyak na si trapi très rapidement chech na kotu peke lunash apet yamane apet tob echekche umani na chech chahna yukchampo lahan kompikile ta kukashlikha wichita nashkashkan ha وماس أبخناها نوس بمنايا كلنا تلهان ليلا وأنكل تخوكتا هم كأسا كا هيك Before we go on to the next story, I wanted to say good evening to Charlie up in Martin, Tom over in Pine Ridge. And then I wanted to make some announcements for the school that I work at, Wounded Knee District School. TWO, that's Trechawa Chipi Okolakiche, Wakayaki, we Yohilashnawa Chipi. Ohele Chankpeopi Hetukte. TWO will be at Wounded Knee District School Friday, starting at Grand Entry will be at 1 o'clock. And as far as I know, it is still on. So pass the news on. The Wachipi, Trecha Wachipi Okolakichie is still on at Wounded Knee District School, Grand Entry at 1 o'clock on Friday. Another thing that I wanted to pass on to the Wounded Knee Manderson and Wounded Knee parents is we are having a dinner, a community dinner on Monday at 12 o'clock. So if you have nothing to do, if you are just sitting around, come down to the school and have a dinner with us, all the students and staff. So remember that, Monday at 12 o'clock, dinner. And the Wachipi, Trecha Wachipi Okolakiche is still on, Grand Entry at 1 o'clock on Friday. And I think that's all the announcements that I have. And another thing that I wanted to pass on is that next week is Thanksgiving week, so many of these schools will be having like at Wounded Knee District School, I believe Wednesday is just half a day, and then Thursday, of course, is a holiday, and then Friday will be no school. So everybody will have a long weekend. This time of the year, everything's it really goes fast. We have been talking about the NIEA, it's here and gone. Youth conference, it's here, it was done. Tuswecha, just over past weekend. Now we are talking about Thanksgiving. And after that will be LNI, Lakota Nation Invitational. And that's only like 3 weeks away. Okay, today I was talking to the 7th and 8th graders at Wounded Knee District School, and I told them to write write something. It's a question, and I did this before. And that question was why I want to speak Lakota. And I gave them a choice. The other one was why I should not speak Lakota. And I have some here. Some of them wrote a really good, more than a paragraph. So I wanted to ask Karen to read the ones that she can read. Some of them might only have one sentence. Some of them maybe just one paragraph. But she'll read all of them and then write some things down, and maybe we can talk about that and see what they have in mind.
Okay. This is one page why I want to speak Lakota. Because my ancestors from a long time ago spoke Lakota, and nowadays you hardly speak Lakota and see anybody talking Lakota. I want to know if someone can talk Lakota all day and don't stop. I wish that people still talk in Lakota. I want to know our culture in Lakota so I can show my grandparent that I can talk, and I want to teach someone who don't know how to talk Lakota to talk it. My grandparents told me that talking Lakota is one of the most important things in the Indians' ways. That's why I want to talk Lakota. I want to know now. Some of my grandparents from the old days told these stories. And then the second one is because I could teach the younger generation and they could teach younger ones too. I love being a Lakota native. And then one of them is because we should know Lakota because we're Lakota and it's in our blood. English isn't our language. We should keep learning Lakota language so us kids can pass it on to our kids or younger sisters and brothers. And then why I want to talk Lakota, because I can talk to my grandma and see if anyone else talks it. No one usually talks Lakota and learn the ways. And then another one is because I want my kids to speak Lakota and grow up in the Lakota way. And then one of them was
some of them maybe you can't read.
Yeah. And then another one is everybody should be able to speak Lakota because we are native. That's who we are. We all should learn it again and start to teach the little ones. We must bring back our Lakota culture and help those that need help. We need to bring back our language. And the last one is I should learn how to speak Lakota so our language won't die, and maybe our children want to know how to speak Lakota, but we wouldn't know how. I think that learning Lakota is very important right now.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the statements that
I think what some of them, these are some of them are very short, so I didn't bring it. But I thought these were they were all I'm going to say positive. They all say that they want to speak Lakota, and coming from like this group, it's very important because 7th and 8th graders, the 8th graders will go on to other schools and they will carry on this the belief that they have. And the other one was, I think you and I talked about this before, they came from, a lot of these children come from parents who speak Lakota, and their grandparents speak Lakota. And that first one, especially the first one, said that she wanted to carry on that connection. And I think we talked about that before, like someday when they asked her or him or her, whoever wrote that, if this student speaks Lakota, then that connection will go on for a long time, because she will carry on this connection from her parents, the grandparents, and the other grandparents. And that's,
keep that tradition going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's really important. And that's really important, and I believe that anybody can talk about the Lakota culture today, and I think we talked about that already. So I think all of them are saying that I want to speak Lakota so that I can teach my children or teach younger generation. And the other one said, keep learning. That means they just want to keep it going. And then one of them said that culture, we make our culture stronger. Because the language is our culture. So I'm really glad that these students, sometimes in my last few years that I worked there at the school, when I started out, I started out with the younger ones, and it was a language project, and I wanted to concentrate on the kindergarten, the little ones, the ones that are 5 and 6 year olds. And then I do teach the 7th and 8th graders, the 5th and 6th graders, but a lot of our time, on paper, we wanted to start really young, and that's the kindergarten. So we should treat everybody, not treat, but we should say, I want to teach all the children, whether they're 8th graders, whether they're 6th graders, 5th graders, or kindergarten, all of them, because I want all of them to speak Lakota. So that's, for me, when these children wrote these sentences, I think I did this last, I don't know how many months ago, but every time they write something like this, that thought always comes back to me, that maybe they're not only the 7th graders, there's 8th, there's 9th graders, 10th graders, there's people beyond high school, in college, young people, they want to learn Lakota, or even adults want to speak Lakota today. So we shouldn't, what do you think about that? I think you're teaching college students, so some of them probably are just learning words, right? Or word learning sentences. And a lot of them don't speak Lakota, and they want to speak Lakota, and they probably tell you that too.
Yeah. What I, in teaching the Lakota sounds, I like it when they read the material back to me in Lakota, and they can actually do the sounds. Mm-hmm. And so I encourage them that, when they do that, it sounds natural. So, I compliment them on that. Because if they can do that, then they just need to practice and just keep it up.
I think what one time, even our 8th graders or even your students, like the vowels are important. A, E, I, O, U. Mm-hmm. And then these like pa, pa, ka, ta, ho, like that. Those are important. He. There's only 5 guttural letters, I think. And those are really important.
Yep.
And when we teach those, then that's just like that's the foundation, the first thing that you want to teach. So that, like, you can say chesapa, pejuta, chaka, like that. That's really important. and that A, E, I, O, U is really important too. And that's good for the little ones and all of them. When you say those things, you can make those into like a song, and let them say those words, and it really helps them. So I like this. I'll keep them, and I know who they are. So, and that's, I'm really proud of that. Right now, they're really into the Lakota language. Okay, the other story that I brought, and that is important too. So we'll read that and I'll talk about it.
Okay. This one is called Games. All people have games and sports. They are a part of people's way of life, their culture. They are the way people have fun. As games are part of a people's way of life, what is played, when, by whom, and with what reflect that way of life. Games are not only for fun, they also teach. They teach what people hold dear, their values. Games, especially for children, are aimed at teaching values and skills. Among the Lakota people, there are many games, many ways of having fun. There are games for men only, for women only, for boys only, for girls only, and for boys and girls together. Some of these games are meant to be played at a special season of the year, like winter. Other games can be played all year round. All the games are played with whatever the people have on hand. Most of them, especially the children's games, imitate what people do, such as hunt or take care of the home. Lakota games teach the value of endurance, the power to stick to something even when it demands such strength and causes pain. The games teach the value of risk, of taking a chance, and of gambling when things are not certain. Risk is an important value in Lakota life, even today. People are constantly taking risks for each other. One takes a risk and trusts another person. He may come through. He may not. If he does, further trust is given. This risk and the building of trust are basic to relations among the Lakota people. Games also teach competitiveness, the desire to excel, but that desire is balanced by another value, respect. Games also teach the ability to realize a game is only a game. No one goes away angry. For the Lakota children, to learn the values is very important. Games, besides being fun, teach values. Games also teach boys what men should do and teach girls what women should do. Games for the Lakota people, like any people, are important. They are fun, but they also teach skills important to children.
Okay, that is called Woshkate. Woshkate means games. And now I'll tell this in my Lakota language. Woshkate. Tohanta oyate ki ha woshkate yohapi. Oyate wichon ki he. le woshkate kile na apetu yohila e chompi. Wicho kile woshkate kile na yokpi ichiapi. Woshkate kile na yokpi ichiapi. Naha nakun taku speech ichiapi. Wowichala ya gluha ichach wichapi ki hena akta speech ichiapi. Akta glusuta. Woshkate ki wakhaja hena echa taku taya pikte hena echa spirit chakya. Lakota ki woshkate ota yohapi na hena yokpia na chekicha wichon. Ayate ki ha wichasha woshkate wiya woshkate na ha wakhaja woshkate yukhet. Woshkate kile na wakhaja ki wonspe ichupi. Ihani ichi wokilepi na ish na kun tiwahe ke awanka onspich chapi. Lakota woshkate ki wowichala wa chinthanka ki heecha wakhaja hana onspepi. Hantans o uashte yo hapikte. Hechel nakun taku o techike selecha ash chantet insapi. Hantash tokhashnia kigelegapi kte. Nakun taku echetu kteshni selecha ash itokhashnia kigelega uki. Woshkate kile taku akiche wichakya bi hantash nakun wo ohie ki he slolyati. Woyo niha ki he nakun hel yake. Na he nakun muspepi na hel tueni chozekish. Wowichala kil hena wakhaja ki slyapi kteki. Ihake awashte. Woshkate kile na wakhaja ki ha wonspe ichupi. Ohechita. Ohe le hani hekta ke wanetu zapta ohe hale ublak. Kana muji ublakesa ki he hampa prechumpi. Hani le oyanke wali macha. Ohel le altewa ki le apetu zapta wanetu cha apetu zapta hata le hampa prechu akichapi. Wiana wichasha ki akichapi. Ohel uyukpia hap. Tuwa ohia, tuwa ash na ganun. Le ganuni pi kila na wete aupi. Ichi oko akele chumpi. Apetu zapta yuhila chumpi. Hona ha takwa pakapis aki he le oko kile el Okitchen kapishne. Naishna ko gna ta pishne. Takun ganas chanze kapit. Inch yok pishne. Vayash la petu zapta ha hepi inch datu gile hapa pretchum hata yuha skatan uyukpi han na pekichi zat. Na yukpi avicho. Ohemon balak. Ono nakule wakhaja kile na le hetana kata ko anka pe no spepi ki he le ohia pe na ishna kun ganuni pe okash watching khapa na ho heltweni chazek tish ohena chale hena blaka fun people forget negatives children involved. Teaches win or lose, and it teaches you how to lose, teaches you how to win, and respect. The Chalakis in Watanja Lakotiapi, Iwogalaka. Kahel Lilwi Chanshawan Woa, and the toilet of Trilla Balon and Nakumhel Dakuk Oblak. I have some thoughts here from my 7th and 8th graders today. And all the thoughts say, I want to learn Lakota so I can pass it on to my children, pass it on to next generation, and also they mention culture. And I'm hoping that they will learn the Lakota language, that they will be able to speak it, and that they will be able to pass it on to the next generation. That's my hope. And I have a little paragraph here that was written back in 7 years ago. It was posted on 7/16/2006. And it's called Lakota Wota I Woapi. And here's what he said. I am a Lakota who did not grow up speaking Lakota as a first language. My parents were from the generation who felt it best if the language were not taught to their children, mostly because of the trauma that they had to undergo in school and elsewhere. They pushed me to get good grades and go to college, both of which I did, but I did so without the ability to speak my language of heritage. Throughout my entire adult life, I have regretted that decision that they made, and I wish they had decided to teach me the language when I was a child. But I know that nothing I can ever do will change the fact that I was raised with only one language. I cannot turn back the clock, but that doesn't mean I am helpless to improve my current situation. And that's a lot of us, well, a lot of people probably went through that same situation where we don't teach children the Lakota language, and then time really goes fast, and before you realize it, they won't speak the Lakota language. So now is a good time to really think about that. Even if we teach just words, and then you turn those words into thoughts, and then we start learning the everyday maybe learn, relearn, maybe one sentence. Like today, we always say "Apetu washte." That means good day. And then every day I write down I have a board. So like today I put down "Leampetuke mahpia." Today is cloudy. Then I put down "Chante washte." That means good heart. Things like that really add. I'm hoping that it just keeps adding to their Lakota language. So every day we have that weather thing. Like yesterday was mashte. Yesterday was a nice day. So I put le ampetuki mashte. Yellow or le ampetuki mashte. Ye, or they can say ksto. Which one would you say, Karen? Le ampetuki mashte ye or le ampetuki mashte ksto?
Le ampetuki mashte ksto.
Yeah. So in a Lakota language is very hard when you come to that gender ending, especially like Karen just said, ksto, or ye, like that. It depends on how you say it, really changes. Another thing is the Lakota language, one word can mean, I was looking at one today, Yukan, Y-U-K-A-N. Okay. That one word can mean to be, Yukan. And then if you just say Yukanye or Yukanyo, and if you're standing beside a plum tree, that means if you shake that plum tree, you're going to Yukan some of those plums, right? Yukan. And then another thing is that you walk into a room and there's no room, you can say Yukayo. That means make room. And then what's the other one? I think I saw 4 meanings. To be, make room, shake, and make room. That always says make room. So anyway, Lakota language, some words will mean more than 1 or 2 or 3. Right? So it's very important. It's a very important language. When you lose it, then you're going to lose just not one word, but you're going to lose different meanings.
Oha. Oha is another word.
Oha, okay, oha means okay, or
to wear,
or
to
make soup,
to stew or boil.
To stew. So see that there's words like that. So remember that now. When you learn a Lakota language, some of these words mean 2 or 3 meanings, and it's very important that we do not lose it. And we're not going to lose it, because look what all these children wrote today. So I think that's concludes our storytelling on Lakota language and announcements. And I want to thank you for coming up here with me. You gave me strength. And you are listening to KILI Radio 90.1 up here at Porcupine Butte, 88.7 in Rapid City, and KILIRadio.org all over this world. So my name is Brian Charging Cloud. Thank you for listening, and thank you to KILI Radio.
I kopres ni la koliape.